There you go. I like that better, Ryan.
Okay, good. Yeah, I had to
We're
borrow my
live. I'm going to
wife's.
play a couple videos to kind of get people on, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I had to borrow my wife's phone because AT&T service works better around here now than
Yep, no, it's
Verizon.
weird. When I come down to your place, the my U.S. seller, I swear, doesn't like me down there in some places, and some places it does. And
Well, you get so many thousands of people in a small area, and the towers can't take it. I don't think either
yeah, I agree.
because it'll work fine for a little while, and till you start getting over 1,000 people, and then cell service gets pretty sketchy.
Yep. Let's see here. If you're just joining us, Ryan and I are going to be talking about White Plains, Georgia, Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull this coming Saturday. I was going to try to show a couple videos, but I think I pushed the wrong button, Ryan. How about that? So let's see here. I know I got some stuff because you guys have, so I got to know you guys because of Diesels and Dark Corners. I never really realized that you guys had like 4 or 5 other pulls a year. So
Yeah,
that's awesome.
we get to practice having pulls, and everybody gets to see how they work together before we put on a big show.
Yep, I like it. That's smart. There we go. Okay. I'm going to stop that screen there. Welcome, everybody. It's Sunday night. I hope everybody had a great weekend and a good Easter last week. Like I said, if you're just joining us, Jason Schultz here with Beer Money, Ryan with the Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull group down there. Is a big group of guys that helped put this on. I've got to know Ryan the most over the years, so we kind of always stay in touch there. So we're good to go. So they got an event coming up this Saturday. Again, everybody's heard of Diesels and Dark Corners. That's kind of that's their big national one they've branded. But they also have four other pulls a year at the Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull, and everything from antiques to all kinds of stuff. If you haven't we've been posting about it daily on Beer Money. We've been posting about it daily on Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull, trying to do all the stuff there. I'll throw the poster quick up here on the screen. So first of all, let us know where you're watching from tonight. There is the poster that Ryan had put together for everything. We've been sharing that on Beer Money, like I said. Been sharing that at Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull as well. I am going to put the link to their website in the comments right now. So if you're watching right now, type in the comments where you're watching from. That's always fun to see that. And then I put the link to their website in there. So Ryan,
Yes, sir.
I guess tell me what's going to happen this Saturday in White Plains, Georgia at the track.
Yeah, this Saturday, April 30th, we'll start opening gates at 1 o'clock. We'll have at 3 o'clock the antique tractors start. We pull everything from 3,000 pound antiques up to 12,500 pound antiques. So we go. I think there's probably about 20 plus classes of those. We also got super antique classes for those with those weight classes. But then 6 o'clock we do the kids pedal tractor race. So that's something fun for everybody to see, and all the kids participate. If there's not enough pedal tractors, we'll do the kids and stuff can ask to borrow one, and we'll do several heats. We've had up to like 10 heats of pedal tractor races, so everybody gets a chance.
That's awesome.
Everybody likes to watch that, so that's very.
Hey, where's Ivy, Georgia at, Ryan?
Ivy, I don't know exactly where that's at.
Okay, I'm just asking where everybody's watching from. That's
yeah.
I've had the Georgia and the South Carolina pop up. So,
but after the kids pedal tractor race, that usually takes about 30 minutes or so. We'll be done about 6:30 with those, and then take a short intermission. And 7 o'clock we start up with your gas and diesel trucks and your the Pro Form and Modern Form tractors. So
okay.
Have a lot of show for just $10. So we start at 3, and then usually we'll end about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So
nice. I'm gonna bring your website up here, Ryan, while we're chatting. Let's see here, Chrome tab, homepage. There it is. So on the screen right now, I have the website for Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull. Again, I threw that in the comments a little bit ago. And the one thing I wanted to touch on, Ryan, was that, I got to know you guys because of Diesels and Dark Corners, and that's how everybody's heard of y'all. But you guys have 6 events a year. Holy crap. That's a lot. April 30th, May 21st, June 25th, August 13th, October 1st, and then, of course, Diesels and Dark Corners. Ryan, do all these pulls, obviously, besides Diesels and Dark Corners, do they kind of all carry that same format, antiques first, and then the big stuff at night, or how do you guys do that?
Yeah, that's how the format we've been doing for years. Do the antiques, and then towards at night, 7 o'clock, we start with the bigger stuff. So
what's out of these? Is it a pretty good turnout typically in April, or does it kind of build as the year goes on, Ryan? What do you see?
April is our biggest, usually our biggest event as far as attendance with everybody, pullers and spectators.
Okay, and why do you think that is?
Everybody, I guess, just cabin fever and wants to get out. We kind of slack off during the summertime just because it's a little hotter, but we'll still have over 1,000 spectators and good puller turnout. But from looking at it, we're going to, spectator wise, we should have a good show and good amount of spectators.
How many hooks do you think you'll expect there, Ryan?
We usually have about, and with the antiques and the second half of the show that starts 7, it'd probably be over 100 hooks.
Okay, that's awesome.
But it's kind of hard to tell, but everybody seems like they're ready to come. So
I think so too. What has your winter been like in Georgia? I mean, we had a mild Wisconsin winter, but it seems to be dragging out forever. Ryan, what's it been like down in Georgia?
It's been a mild winter for us. Not too many cold days. So and then now it's Saturday's looking like it's going to be 83 degrees. So sunny, no chance of rain. So it's going to be a perfect day for pulling.
I like it. If the remedy was done, I would make a boogie woogie down there and make a pass on it. So
there you go. Yeah, it's still got to make a pass on this red dirt.
It will. I promise you. It will. So
it should like it.
It should like it a lot.
I see you got those nice new tires and wheels now.
Yeah, I got my new hole shots. They came in Friday, so I'm pretty excited about that.
There you go.
Yeah, it looked like Tony's got the motor pretty much assembled back, and then just waiting on maybe the turbo to come in, I think he said, and then we're going to get to the dyno here in a couple weeks. Our first pull is going to be in Nashville, Illinois at the Pullers Championship, middle of May. So I was hoping to get a test pass on it, but probably not going to happen. That's okay. Just with the new tires, I wanted to give it a couple runs just to see what they're like. But my tire guy's good, and he knows what kind of tire pressure we should be running when we first start. So should be all right. How many years? I mean, I know the history kind of your dad and all your buddies' dads. They kind of passed it down to you guys. But just give us the 3-minute version of how long we've been pulling in White Plains, Georgia, at Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull. And for you fans that have never been there, I was blown away. I've been down there twice. I think COVID, we had to skip a year. Ryan, does that feel right?
No, we pulled through COVID.
You did, okay.
Through COVID. We did Diesel and Dark through COVID. So.
Nice. I can't remember.
We started up the pull and 98, and we were in the city limits of White Plains, and we found too loud for some of the some of the residents in there, so we had to move off in the middle of nowhere. But we're renting the land from family members. Moved over there in 2000, and from 2000 on, we've been in the same spot. So I've been there 22 years.
Okay.
Awesome. But my dad and my two uncles started it. They built a sled out of an old the old cable sled, and then slowly it's grown over the years, and we for our older sled, self-propelled sled, and we rent Southern lakes for the show, trucks and tractors. So, and but 2009 we started doing diesel events, and over the years that has grown. We started off with smoking events, and then I think it was 2011 we started doing with the Diesels and Dark Corners events. So been doing events for a long time down there.
You have a heck of a crew that helps you out, Ryan, with these guys. Do you guys meet a lot during the winter, or do you guys? I mean, how do you guys communicate? How do you keep up with all the different things you have going on as a team?
Well, we're all pretty well. I'd say 90% of us lives within a couple miles of us, so we're all time talking about it and what all updates and what can we do to improve stuff. Just every time together, our phone calls, we start talking about it. But we'll have a couple of meetings, formal meetings about it when it gets closer to time, and picking out dates. So we're all the time thinking about how we can improve stuff, and talking about things to make it better.
That's great. And that's what it takes, and you know that. I mean, I've got to witness you guys. And Doug said we were down there in 20 and 21, so we've been down there the last 2 years. So that's I'm trying to. I feel like the last 3 years is kind of a blur, Ryan.
That's right.
And but good. Have you guys always had 5 or 6 events a year, or have you added on over the years, or kind of what's the history of that look like?
We used to have 4 events throughout the year. Past I guess 10 years, and then when we took it over from my dad and my uncle, we started doing 5 events. We used to, back before 2007, we'd do April through October, and do it every 4th Saturday, every month. So we then I guess the recession kind of hit in 2008, and people weren't coming as much. Pullers kind of slacked off, so we went to every other month for a while, and then we started back doing 5 pulls a year.
Somebody's asking for a flyer. I'm gonna print. I can put it on the screen. I don't actually have any printed. I guess you could get a hold of Ryan. Just message Ryan at Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull. But there is your flyer, and then if you go to the Facebook page, you can click in on it. I posted one a couple hours ago, and you get all the classes. They're all listed down there at the bottom. I'm not really able to do a good job, Ryan, on the screen of showing that right now. So.
Yeah, he can message us on the Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull Facebook page, and we'll send them a flyer.
Yep, absolutely. Again, for just joining us, Sunday night, it's April 24th, this coming Saturday, April 30th, Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull, White Plains, Georgia. Ryan and the guys are having a pull, and they got antique tractor pulling starting at 3 p.m. What'd you say, up to 12? What are the weight classes? 40?
We start at 3,000-pound antiques and super antiques, and go to 12,500-pound antique and super antique tractors.
For those of us that don't know what an antique is, it's a year thing, right? It has to be built before something.
Yeah, it's way we do it. It's 1965 and older, so it's got to be 1965 or built before it. Considered an antique for us.
And then one of the cool things they do that we've always participated in as well is the pedal tractor races for the kids.
Yeah.
We usually end up falling off and making fools of ourselves, but
Yeah.
we have a lot of fun there. So yeah, okay, cool. They're gonna jump on there and grab a flyer. That's perfect. I'll watch the inbox too, Ryan. It's always busy full week. So
It is.
and then at 7 o'clock, I mean, I see a lot of 2.6 diesel trucks when we come down there from the area. See some hot farm tractors. I'm assuming you guys got a lot of maybe some altered farm or some bigger farm tractor classes as well.
We got it. We call it kind of modern farm tractors,
Okay.
but it's a little bit of hopped up farm tractors. Turn the pump up a little bit, but
Yep.
the way we govern that is 8.5 mile an hour class.
Okay.
So we got a scoreboard with the mile an hour. So keep it at 8.5. That kind of keeps it a pretty level playing field with that. But we got some gas trucks, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive, all the way up from street to some pro street and modified gas trucks, and might have blower trucks. Still waiting on to hear about them coming.
Yeah, I would think that early in the year that would be a chance. They'd almost treat it like a test and tune, Ryan. Some of the guys. So
yeah, well, we're kind of working with Southern Pullers Association down there with their PPL member state association, and we're working with them, and some they can pull for points up here. So I guess if this just seeing that they're gonna all the ones that are coming, can everybody come to make sure they can get all the points, have all of them there. So we're waiting to hear about if they're coming or not.
I noticed you'd been posting some of the stuff from Southern Pullers Association. So I tried to, the last couple of weeks, they had some polls and they did a bunch of live videos. I was trying to share those around.
Yeah.
That's good to see. Cause I mean, I don't think you don't have as many polls as we do in Wisconsin and the Midwest and Georgia, but I feel like just the fan base, just from Diesels and Dark Corners alone, I mean, they're all local people. I mean, I know some people come from a long ways for that, but mostly the competitors, Ryan. But the local fans just fill that place up, Friday night and Saturday night at Diesels and Dark Corners in November. So is that kind of the same crowd you see throughout the rest of the year, like your locals, or what do you kind of see?
Yeah, it's that plus more for we'll see about 1,400. I guess the most we've seen for a pool is about 1,400 people, and then Diesel and Dark Corners we triple that. So it's just that plus more people travel out of state a lot more. We'll get people from all over surrounding states coming to Diesel and Dark Corners, but we met people coming to our regular pools from Alabama and Florida and South Carolina and Tennessee, some North Carolina. So they'll come down and for a weekend.
Well, it's a great facility. You have a great pull-in track. I was nervous about that red clay. I'm like, oh, you Southern guys can't build those black dirt tracks like we can. And then I haven't had my tractor down there, and I would love to because it likes power tracks. But I was shocked, Ryan. I was absolutely shocked. And then you bring in what's his name from I think the Carolinas to help build the track.
Chad Mackey.
Chad Mackey. He's got his little red dirt crew there, and then Logan on the sleds. I mean, you got a really good team that knows how to stop them basically and build a good track. So, is it like, do you see good red dirt tracks all over, or do you guys kind of have one of the better ones? I know you're pretty humble. You don't like to brag, but is it like, because I mean, I've seen a lot of videos on the internet. I didn't see good red dirt tracks. I'm not trying to pick on it. You know what I mean? But that's kind of I saw some stuff in the Carolinas before and things like that. Maybe some older videos because it's different. Like up here, we pour a bunch of water to it and let it sit. What's it like building a red dirt track versus a black dirt track? Do you have any idea what the difference is?
I don't know. We spend for our regular pools. We usually break it up if we don't know that it's going to rain or anything. We'll break it up, open it up, and put probably 3,000 gallons of water on it. If it hadn't rained any on Friday, and let it sit, and then we start hauling anywhere from probably 5,000 to 10,000 more gallons, depending on how it looks of the water during the Saturday morning. So we'll start. I mean, we work on it. Start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll work on it till we start Antique Tractors at 3, and we'll work on it till about 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And then seal it back up. So,
gotcha.
We spend a lot of time on it, and our guys, they do a very good job, and they're working. They're kind of new at it. They hadn't been building our tracks, but probably 3 years or so. But they're learning, and they're doing very good now. My uncle and another one of my dad's friends was building it before we took it over, and then so that we had to jump in and try to figure it all out. But they're doing very good with the track.
Christian Jeffers says, can't wait to see you all Saturday, May 21st. That's their birthday, and they're definitely coming. So
awesome.
Welcome, Christian. That should be fun.
It'll be a good show.
Do you get the people bringing their couches and sit in the back of their trucks for these polls like I see at Diesel's and Dark Corners?
Yeah, hey, that guy actually, he's a sponsor, owns a local grading company, and he just messaged me earlier today asking, do we need anything from him, any equipment or anything? So I imagine he'll be there with his couch.
That's awesome.
I think he burned his couch at Diesel's and Dark Corners on the after party, so I think he might have to get another one. Him and Dennis burned it.
It was cold, and I don't blame him for burning that couch down there. So.
Yeah, it was unseasonably cold at that time. You can't never tell about November in Georgia. Sometimes it'll be 70 degrees, and then it was cold last year.
Yep.
One of the colder ones we've had.
Yeah, it was still fun though. It was still fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cold when people from up north said, they're putting on hoodies and everything.
Yep. If you're just joining us, Ryan Merritt from Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull in White Plains, Georgia. They have their first event of the season coming up this Saturday, May 30th. Again, 3 o'clock, the Antique Tractor start. I believe gates open at 1 p.m. And then they have their kids' pedal races at 6 p.m. And then the bigger trucks and tractors will compete starting at 7 o'clock that night. Ryan's expecting about 100 hooks for the day. It's only $10 to get in. You know, it's a great way to it's a great family event. There's plenty of places to sit down there. It's fun to talk about this because I've been to your venue before, Ryan, and I can speak with confidence. Whether you're a puller and you're looking for a test hook this weekend, or you just want to go pulling, I'm telling you, White Plains, Georgia, it's fun. It's fun. It's a good track. They know what they're doing, and they'll take good care of you. And they have a lot of classes. Ryan, are there a lot of pulling tracks around you? Are you guys kind of the hub at all? I mean, I guess I don't know enough about the geography of it, Ryan.
Yeah. There's no you got to drive 3 hours or better for another track. Southern Pullers has tracks around that they do a couple times a year, Baxley and Jessup. So that's 3 hours from us. And then there's some antique tractor associations that do 1 time a year pull, but they're still a couple hours from us. You could drive, back in 2007 and before that, you could drive about an hour or so and go to a couple of antique pulls. But all those have closed up, and we're the only ones that still are around. So you got some pulls in South Carolina, which is you still got to drive probably 2 hours or better. So they do couple of those once a year. So there's not really many pulls around us, close by.
I feel like you guys have had crazy weather the last couple months with tornadoes. I mean, the South. Did any of that affect you at all, or what? Did it just miss you? Was it close?
It's missed us. It was all south of us.
Okay.
We were on the line. This past Saturday we had to clean up some trees, just from the wind. We had high wind, but we missed the tornadoes and all that crazy weather. So we got lucky with that. Thankful.
Yeah, no doubt. That's scary stuff. Scary stuff. Let's go through. I'll check the comments here quick, Ryan. So Brad says they're it besides Saluda, South Carolina, basically. So that's good. You got a good base to build off of then, Ryan, kind of as a destination. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We take our trucks to Saluda every year, so
Okay.
support them. Saluda Young Farmers put that on. It's they call it the hottest pool of the South. It's usually I think it's July this year, end of July,
Okay.
August. So it's a very good pool.
Let's see here. I'm going to share our poster, Ryan. I'm going to read through all the classes for everybody that are asking about that. Thanks for doing this tonight, Ryan.
So, yeah, thank you for letting us.
No, it's all good.
Helping out with promoting the event. It's definitely helped out. That's what, you know, I kind of keep a eye on the event we put up, and it's I guess last April I seen, you know, was one of our bigger events, and for regular season pool, it showed at the, you know, people that are interested and actually coming. It showed last year about 1,400. So, you know, you helping us promote it and getting it out there. We're over 2,000 people interested or coming that have put on there. So it's definitely helping.
Well, we have a full-time, you know, social media team now, and we obviously help you out with stuff. And your Facebook page is jumping. I think we reached 3 million people in the last month or so. I mean, we're sharing everything about pulling from all over the country, you know. So I think that's why people like it, Ryan. I mean, they understand that you guys have an event, but we're showing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I think that's kind of what we've done with Beer Money Pulling Team over the years too, Ryan, and that helps because
it does.
It exposes a lot of classes that people didn't even know existed. You know what I mean?
That's right. A lot of neat stuff.
Yep, we've been having some fun. Doug and Mackenzie went up and got some cool little garden tractors with twin Polaris engines on them and turbines and all that stuff. So it's been pretty fun. So here's a flyer, folks, for those of you on the live stream with us right now. Again, Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull, White Plains, Georgia, Saturday, April 30th, 3 p.m. Gates open at 1. $10 admission, 6 and under free. Antique tractors start at 3 p.m. Classes are from 3,000 pound up to 12,500 pounds. And like Ryan said earlier, 65 or earlier. Is that kind of the rule for antiques?
It is.
And then the kids pedal races at 6 p.m. And then the second half of the poll, that's the bigger trucks and tractors at 7 p.m. So Ryan, I'm going to read off some of these classes if you want to talk about them each. You get a 12.5 hot farm tractor class.
Yeah, that's the way we that classifies as this 3,000 RPM limit on that one. So it's open mile an hour. So that one's so it's in between. Well, we have a Pro Farm, which is open RPM. And then we have a modern farm tractor class, which is pretty much out of a field tractor, turned up the fuel a little bit. And then there's a mile an hour limit on that one, 8.5 mile an hour. So you get 2 horns or 2 shots that if you happen to go over 8.5 to slow it back down. And then if not, you're disqualified.
Okay.
So keeps a level playing field on that one.
So that would be one of the classes that would start after 7, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. 5,500 two-wheel drive modified. I'm assuming all these classes are the 7 o'clock classes, correct?
It is 7 o'clock.
5,500 pound two-wheel drive modified big block trucks. That's the blower trucks we're talking about, or no?
No, those are naturally aspirated.
Oh yeah.
It's I think it's around 500 cubic inch limit.
Okay.
Naturally aspirated trucks.
Nice. 6,500 street trucks. Is that gas or is that diesel?
It's either or. If not many, street diesel trucks will be able to get there. Some of the Dodges and stuff might can earlier. 95 year models might can, but they normally, we got a 8,000 pound diesel class, especially for that.
Okay.
So they can all pull in street trucks.
85 Pro Farm Open RPM. Is that the class that we see in November?
It is. It's the Pro Farm class.
They put on a good show. Your 8,000 2.6 Pro Street diesel trucks. That's your class, right?
It is.
Okay. 6,000-pound small block Pro Street 4x4 gas truck. So is that what, a 485 cubic inch limit on that?
Yeah. I'm not sure. It's that Pro Street it's a small block class. I
Okay.
can't remember the cubic inch on it, but they consider it a small block class.
6,200-pound modified blown two-wheel drive trucks. You touched on those.
Yeah, we hope to have them. We're not sure yet. We're waiting to hear back from them. So.
Yep. And that's kind of the guys and gals you're talking about, maybe with Southern Pullers, right?
That's right.
Okay. 6,000 pounds, 650 cubic inch non-blown two-wheel drive trucks. So big.
Mm-hmm.
Those are big, naturally aspirated trucks, right?
Yep.
I think is that one of the videos I showed? Is that one of the videos I showed at the very beginning, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. 6,200-pound modified four-wheel drive trucks.
Yeah.
10.5 farm stock tractors, 8,500 hot street diesel trucks. That's a class you were talking about. Okay, kind of for the stock guys.
Yeah.
5,400-pound two-wheel drive small block trucks, 7,500-pound street 4x4, 95 pro farm open RPM, 10.5 hot farm, 9,000 street stock diesel trucks. Okay, so you add 500 pounds, right?
Yeah. I guess the difference between hot street and street, your hot street, you can add a second CP3 pump or dual fuelers, or you can have a modified turbo. But just your regular street class truck, it needs to be like just added tuner or whatever, turn the fuel up a little bit, but it's got to have a stock turbo and driven every day. So
Gotcha.
That's, somebody to come out of the crowd and wants to sign up to pull is going to be your 9,000-pound street diesel.
I commend you for having these stock classes. I promoted pulls for years in Richland Center, and every year we changed up the stock. And then one year it was no smoke, and then I heard about the tunes. And one year you had to drive it to the track. So guys were parking their trucks and trailers at Walmart outside of town and then driving the truck.
People get creative.
Yeah.
Definitely so.
So then I finally just came up with a run what you brung. I don't care. Let's just have fun. It actually worked out pretty good. But then you get the guys pissing and moaning because it's all fun. I love pulling.
Yeah.
I love pulling. But reading through these classes, you're giving me anxiety, Ryan. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. 10.5 hot farm, 9,000 street truck. Talk about that. 6,500 two-wheel drive modified big blocks. 12.5 farm stock tractors and open farm stock tractors. Out of all those classes, Ryan, what are some of the bigger number classes, like 10, 12 hook type classes out of those?
Your 2.6 diesel trucks is going to be up there if everybody's waiting on parts still.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Hopefully, there's a couple. It could be eight or probably 8 trucks on Saturday if everybody gets their stuff together. They're wrenching on the 2.6 class trucks. They're still wrenching on them. So hopefully they'll all be there. Pro farm tractors, you could see probably 5 or 6 of those. Your Pro Street 4-wheel drive gas trucks, they possibly could be 6, 7 of those if everybody's running. Trying to think what else. Your 2-wheel drive big block class, 5,500 2-wheel drive class. You could see a good many of those, 8 or so, if everybody comes and is running. So those are awesome. some of those.
Do you get many like open farm stocks or the 12.5 farm stock tractors, Ryan?
Not we used to. 12.5 we'll have 2 or 3. It's kind of slowed down. So for some reason that class is kind of got to dwindle down a little bit.
Well, I mean, you're going to put on a heck of a show, and for $10 admission, 6 and under free, it's a great opportunity for people to get out of the weeds a little bit and come on out. Do you have food vendors and different things like that? Because again, all I've ever seen is diesels and dark corners. I know you probably don't have near the vendors, but is it kind of the same idea? The food's on the opposite side of the announcer stand, or how
It
do you set
is.
that up?
Yeah, same principle as Diesel and Dark Corners. We'll have our regular concession stands serving hamburgers and hot dogs, and then we got a barbecue food vendor. Then maybe one more, and then we got boiled peanuts and some may have a ice cream and coffee food truck coming. Waiting to hear positive on that. So
Cool.
have different kind of food vendors there.
What are some of the most commonly asked questions that you'd like to address right now? What time does it start? 3 p.m., right?
Yeah.
How much does it cost to get in? $10. 6 and under is free. I'm trying to think of all the questions that we get on the Facebook pages. Ryan, I want to address those with you tonight.
It's if you happen to want to hook your street truck, it's $20.
Okay.
So if you don't happen to have a hitch or anything, we do have 2 hitches available to borrow. So if you want to hook your street truck, we do allow that.
Now, I've been down there in the fall, obviously, and I hear Will talk about, like, you guys have points races throughout the year for Liberty, or am I hearing something wrong?
We for the antiques we have points race, and with for the second half the bigger trucks and tractors we combine some of the Southern Pullers points with ours, so we'll be at points for Southern Pullers. Some of the classes that voted in that the members wanted to come up here and pull those classes.
Nice. How long have you been pulling your truck, Ryan?
That one's I think 3, maybe it's 4th year.
Okay.
I had a 92 Dodge I'd pulled since about 2010, and I parked it. I had a pump run away with me, and I just kind of got out of it for a while. I think it stopped running about, I think it was, last video I seen was around 2015. So
okay.
Got out of it for a while, and then this truck we're running now, I guess I'm kind of a driver of it, but Cody with Down South Diesel and has put the truck together for us. So me and Hank Carlton share responsibilities of driving it.
Nice.
Pulls, so we're seeing how it's a lot of parts from Hank's old 3.0 motor and stuff, and some parts I had laying around, and we just put something. It's not cheap, but it's a kind of more budget 2.6 truck, but it runs good.
Yeah, it does. Runs real well.
Yeah, it doesn't look the best. It's rusted, but
hey, that's coming back now, Ryan. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Farm truck and Asian are making that popular again. So
yeah,
it's all good. I don't know if you watch our Monday night shows much, but Big Ryan, who came down with us last year, he always has a question he asks everybody: if you could drive anybody's pulling truck or pulling tractor, Ryan, who would? No chance. If you break it, they don't care. What would you jump on? Anything in the nation? What would you jump on?
I guess my favorite class now, and I guess one of the favorite classes, and one that I hope to try to bring to Diesel and Dark Corners, is a Pro Stock diesel tractor class.
Okay.
I don't think I have one to pick from. Anyone, but I mean anyone that would be a one I would like to drive.
Yeah, understood. We got to get you in touch with Mike Connie from Mac Tool and see if we can pull that off.
Yeah, I guess my goal a couple of years ago was the super stock diesel trucks, and we got those. And then the next one was try to establish hot street 18-wheeler big truck class, and we got that going pretty good. And so we've been trying to figure out if we want to try the Pro Stock tractors, see how that does.
Yeah, that's a whole different beast.
It is.
No, go ahead.
We talked to a couple of them over at Shide, so at Shide Diesel event. So I don't know. we'll see. But that, like you're saying, that's a
Well, the big, and we're dealing with it. So we did our Pullers Championship in May because we didn't want to fall on top of anything, and then you're going to fall on top of harvest, that time of year. And honestly, 80% of those big pro stock guys are farmers, big farmers, like 10, 20,000 acre guys and gals. And that's where we've had some people turn down their invites to the Pullers Championship because of planting, like Kevin Masterson, River Rat, and stuff like those. But even if you could get 4 or 5 to come, Ryan, it'd be amazing. The crowd goes wild with your semi trucks. And they're, you do a really nice job with that. So.
Yeah, that 3 or 4 of those pro stock tractors, something that nobody down here has seen that. I mean, like they've never seen the semis pull. That's a huge hit for here.
Well, I mean, Diesels and Dark Corners is, I'm not picking on the other events, but that's your premier event every fall. And if you could, maybe try to get some modified tractors in the future, I can try to help you out with some of that.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a couple exhibitions, Ryan, you know what I mean? It's good for them to see that kind of stuff. Neat.
That's right. Because you don't get to see much pulling in the South, so like you do up there.
Is it because racing's so big, Ryan?
I don't know. It was big, and I remember Daddy talking about it. It was big in the 70s down here, and then it just kind of died out, I guess. I don't know what happened, but over the years it's died out. Because I remember going to the Georgia Dome and when in the 80s and watching pulls in the Georgia Dome. So where they play football, but
that winter circuit seems to kind of have died. That USHRA or that TNT days, because that seemed to be. You got a lot of guys following that all winter long, and I've talked to a lot of pullers that competed on that circuit back in the day, and they said it was fun. I know the NTPA is trying to get that Florida thing going again, and they're kicking the can down the road on that. Seems to be gathering some momentum, but they keep us in the Midwest. We're so busy summer long. It's kind of you almost need a little bit of an off season, if you know what I mean, Ryan.
Yeah, y'all are pulling 2 and 3 nights a week. Yep.
You could literally, I would say, in 10 states up here, I mean, you could find 3 or 4 pulls within 90 miles of each other every Friday and Saturday night. It's going to be different levels of competition, obviously, Ryan, based upon maybe a smaller brush pull up to a big PPL or Grand National NTPA or an outlaw hook, but there's a lot of stuff going on. You know what I mean? So, yep.
Yeah,
well, no, go ahead.
We've talked about going up there and spending a week, and you could go pull every night, just about like you're saying, one of the 2.6 trucks.
Yeah, every schedule has what they call Hell Week, and it's usually that like late July, early August, where there's a lot of fairs, Ryan. And there's almost stuff every single night of the week, and that's really where points championships are won or lost if you can keep running through those, Ryan. And not hurt anything. You know what I mean? So
it's crazy.
There's different pockets in the country. The 2.6 are really popular. The 3.0 is really popular. The 3.6 is really popular. Wisconsin, I would say central Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin, the 2.6 class is huge. Heck, a lot of them come down and compete at Diesels and Dark Corners. You know what I mean? But you get into southern Wisconsin, the 2.6 trucks aren't as prevalent. There's more 3.0 and 3.6. It's just a lot of it depends upon the association, Ryan, and what they got going on. So, yep. Well, cool. I've taken 45 minutes of your time, but I think that should be enough to get some people to come out this weekend, don't you think?
Yeah, we want to have a good show and welcome everybody for our first pull. So we're excited.
If anybody has questions, spectators, pullers, and you if you see the poster that we have on the screen that we did earlier, go to the Facebook page. If you can't find your information at libertytruckandtractorpull.com, just a message the Facebook page. Ryan is great at following up on those and answering you. If you want to sponsor, if you want to maybe sell something there, be a vendor, you want to pull, you don't see your class listed, you're a spectator, you just kind of want to know, we've talked about it 5 or 6 times, the order of events, but you know how it goes. And then I always encourage everybody, if you're watching this video and you have friends, family, coworkers in the White Plains, Georgia, or close, I'd be willing to drive to a good truck and tractor pull this Saturday, April 30th. I think please share this video or send them the link to the Liberty Truck and Tractor Pull Facebook page and tell them to check it out. So yeah, you got anything else, Ryan?
I think that's it. I mean, we're ready.
Well, good luck this weekend. The best thing is that the weather looks good for you, and you
Yeah.
have a great crew, and we hope you have a big turnout. Okay, bud?
Well, thank you. Appreciate everything you do for us.
Thanks, Ryan.